Today I'm going to show you how to set up the camera for the Carverall A1 Pro, so let's get cracking. Alright, so let's connect the camera to the A1 Pro. We need to plug in the camera connector, the power connector, and the USB-C connector. Now I'm going to power on the laser. Now there is a tutorial that shows how to use this, but I could not get it to work with mine. So let me show you what I'm choosing to do. Simply got a piece of cardboard. Of course, we're going to make sure that it is the right height. Lock it back in place, fold it up. I'm going to get that right in the center. I'm going to close this to get it out of standby mode. Of course, now I have moved to LightBurn. Let's make sure we've got the laser selected. I think it's probably on COM port 10. That has been where it most often shows up. And there is the laser homing. Now we're going to go to laser tools. We're going to manage cameras. I'm going to add a new camera. It is a USB camera. I'm going to select the USB camera. And bingo, that is the view of our cardboard from above. Now I'm going to hit next. I'm going to choose to load from file. Now this is a file that is on your SD card. You can see I've plugged it in right here. There's the camera parameter. We're doing LightBurn. And I'm simply going to open that file. Mentions it's an older camera format. I'm going to still say yes. Now we can hit next. We're going to choose the overhead camera. And we're going to hit next. Notice this is faster but needs high contrast material. I'm not sure my cardboard's going to fit, so I'm going to do the manual alignment. Hit next. Notice it's going to do a pattern. We're going to burn it, and then we'll check it and validate it with our own eyes. I'm going to hit next. This is my pattern. It's 100 by 100. That's the same as our laser. I'm going to hit next, and let's put in our numbers. I'm going to choose for the line settings 3,000 and 100. And for the fill settings, I'm going to do 4,000, and I'm going to do 70%. I'm using cardboard. Of course, I'm watching to make sure nothing bad goes on. I have already framed it earlier, and I'm going to just hit start. All right, that part is finished. So now we can hit next. Now I can move the laser out of the way. And there is number 1. So I'm going to zoom in and click right on the center of it. Bang. Zoom out. Now it wants me to click number 2. I'm going to move it out of the way. Once again, if I hold shift, it moves 10 times as far. I'm going to let go of shift for this one, and there is the number 2. Notice you can zoom way in to really line that up the way you want. Now they want number 3, which is right here on the screen. Once again, zoom in as close as I can. Zoom back out, and now we need to move to the other side. Once again, if you do shift and the arrow, it goes 10 times as far. And there is my number 4 calibration spot. Click and mark. With it complete, I'm going to hit next to align. I'm going to save that alignment by hitting next. I'm going to hit home. And I'm going to verify that alignment. And bingo, now my camera is saved. And this is where it pays off. I can take my keychains, I can set them in here, line them up in a group of 4, close the laser. Now I can find my project file with the names on the back. If I click under my recent projects, I'm going to find my V4 stacked one. Notice this is for a 400 by 400 laser, so I'm going to have to bring these down to the correct location. Before I mess up that other file, I'm going to do File Save As. I'm going to call this A1 Pro. That way I keep track of what it goes with. Save those changes and let's update the overlay. This lets us see where those pieces are. And now I can line these up. Just like that. Notice if I do Control Nudge, it does a micro nudge. Notice as we hit frame, it is staying on just like I'd expect. I'm going to do one last control nudge to move these all over just another hair of a millimeter to the right. And of course, it's time to grab the safety glasses and make something magical. And bang, labeled keychains. How cool is that? So wrapping up quickly, of course, having the camera enabled makes working with your laser so much easier. I'm anxious to hear whether you set it up with the automatic process or maybe with the dots. I, of course, did the manual alignment, worked really quick, and I love what it's done for my laser project workflow. Of course, if you want to learn more about the Carverall A1 Pro, check the description. I've got links to Carverall and links to where you can find it on Amazon as well. I do quickly want to say thank you to everybody that supports me via YouTube memberships. Don't forget, I have 3 levels of support starting as low as $5 a month. With any level of support, you get early access to videos. Also, make sure you pay attention for those members-only posts. A massive shout out as well to everybody that supports me via Patreon. Love how that group is growing. We're way past 600 members. It is a fantastic free messaging area where you can ask questions, post designs, gain skills. Of course, you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, every time you like, hype, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe. You're helping HLModTech get just a little bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day and keep tinkering.